Wow. It's like oh. Oh, okay, we raised something now. Yeah. Is that bigger? Less the whole thing, or we were just for one or the other? I can put it on any channel or take it off, whatever you feel like. I think we just need we were for the vocal, right? Not for the guitar so much. Say again? You don't need we were too much for the guitar. No. It just goes right into my heart. Oh my god. Oh. You want to hear the translation of the lyrics of that song? I would love to. Because it's something I've been doing to have yours is like so intimate, and it's just ridiculous. I've been like reading the translations of the songs.
Where this dang thing goes?
What you looking for?
This the power cord for the monitor.
Oh, that would be nice.
And I have no idea why it's not plugged in or not around here.
Is it hanging up back there?
I hope so.
Hi everybody, we're here at Happy Hour at Blue Tavern, and we're going to have a nice lineup of music, and you should come on out or you can watch live. Thanks. We'll be starting real soon. Oh, it's hot.
There's find the power cable for the monitors.
So you can hear yourself?
It'll be
What kind of input is it?
it's like a 3-prong. Yeah,
Like a mic?
It's an AC 120 volt. Yeah, just like your typical power cable for amp.
Oh,
Something
gotcha.
like that. Man, what the heck?
You don't even have a mic.
I don't want to mess with your setup.
Oh, you're fine. Whatever you need to do. All right, St. Anthony, something's lost. We can't be found. Please look around. What happened? We're looking for the cord for this. It's like a power cord. For the monitors, you can hear yourself. Otherwise, what are you going to do for open line?
What kind of cord plug
3 prong. It's like a 120 volt. It looks kind of like this. But
Okay. Do you think it might be back there or behind the barn or in the bathroom? Shelf back here.
let's see.
Want me to get a flashlight? We do. It needs new batteries, but I can put them in.
Are we using this mic for anything in the? We're not.
No, yeah.
You can set it aside.
Yes.
I'll just like I said, it's really not that big of a deal, but
Oh, I think I see one.
oh yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, even more hats.
Found a.
We found some.
We found an it.
Okay. There's also a bunch of like.
Hopefully, this is compatible.
There's a bunch of like electronic stuff in the basement too.
I think this
There's
might
a whole
work.
sound system down here.
Let's see. No pressure.
Are you Delilah?
I am Delilah.
Hi, I'm Robin.
Nice to meet you, Rob.
Very nice to meet you. I look forward to your phone. And you're broadcasting this on the virtual open mic Tallahassee Facebook page and my personal. We do a new broadcast for the open mic.
Oh no, I mean.
Not.
Oh.
Unless Mike on. Pretty busy.
It's not very busy. I told you we'd be like that.
No, I meant like you.
Oh, I started at 5.
You started with?
5:45. So yeah, we got a late start. But here, there's so many stuff we eat here.
I just finished eating.
Is it going to be connected directly to the sound system? Is that how it's going to work?
At the moment, it's just with my phone.
Oh, no. I mean, it's the phone. There's a data running from the phone.
Oh, that's just to keep it from dying on us.
Oh.
All right, so I said I was gonna read.
Are we still on
the
schedule?
translation. That's what I'm trying to do. So
That song I just played, the translation is,
Does it affect your voice?
Robin, the song you, I said about the lyrics. You asked me about the lyrics.
Yes.
That's what you were saying. It's, he crosses the sky surrounded in blue, sets forest of dreams in fire with yesterday's flames. But it rained and it rained. Thank you. The night tries sowing again the meadows of ashes with hours that time had drained. And in the late afternoon, the sun shone off. Blue feathers, his blue feathers, forgotten from the sun. The night of time claims he searches for truth. From this bright little is left between salt and skin. When it rains and it rains, there's a voice that surrounds him, and the Bible is melting. The heat lightens him, and a radiance the tame. And in the late afternoon, the sun shut off. Blue feathers, forgotten to the sun. That's the song.
Oh.
I don't believe
You know, the funny thing is, it sounded just like
I don't have any change.
that.
Yeah.
I'm in circle space. And then,
Are these all originals? Are these all originals, or?
Um,
originals, that's the idea. You're doing originals, right?
What's that?
You're doing originals.
I'm doing mostly all girls.
Yeah. So I'm gonna sing this song by Vivi Quintana, which is song for the marches and protests for March 8th, International Women's Day. In light of
It's not as fancy.
pervasive femicide of women. The definition of femicide is the murder of a woman for her condition of being a woman. So, yes, opposed to, other murders. And that is a big problem that we face all over the world, but in Latin America and Mexico, Central America specifically, we have the problem of not having justice, or not even like trying to investigate. We try to bring people to justice, or try to stop it. So lately, the March 8th International Women's Day has been an occasion for women's movements to go out in the street and demand justice for our fallen sisters, and to stop the femicide, basically. And the frustration is such that it's the past couple of years. It has turned a little ugly because we're tired. We're tired of going to, like, people are tired of going to the police departments asking for someone to be found, and they don't do anything. They don't care. They don't look for them. And when they are found dead, they are questioning what they were doing. It's like, the victim is blamed for her own death. So we so this song says, let the state tremble, the skies and the streets, let uh, they planted fear, but we grew wings. Each minute of each week, they take away our friends for all of our, for all the girls fighting in Sonora, for all the comandantes fighting for Chiapas, for all the mothers looking in Tijuana. We sing without fear, eh, and let the femicide fall down. And then I burn everything, I break everything, and one day any random guy closes your eyes, nothing will. I am Claudia, I am Esther, I am Teresa, I am Ingrid, I am Fabiola, I am Valeria, I am the little girl that you found by force. I am the mother of the ones. I am the mother who now cries their dead ones. I am the one justice. We scream for each disappear. Let it, let it, let it tremble. We want us alive, and we're gonna make the femicide fall.
I actually have the. This instead of
Judicial, todas las mujeres nos quitan la calma, nos entraron dedos, nos dieron alas. Cuerpos los desaparecen, no olvides sus nombres. Señor presidente, las comandantas luchando en Chiapas por todas las madres, buscando en Tijuana. Estamos sin miedo, pedimos justicia, gritamos por cada desaparecida que retumbe fuerte, nos queremos vivas, que caiga con fuerza. Felicidad. Todo lo incendio, todo lo rojo, son de plano, te paga los ojos, ya nada me calla, ya todo me sobra, si tocan ahora. Respondemos todas. Soy Claudia, soy Esther,
soy Teresa. Soy dama, se murió llorando todas sus muertas. Soy yo que habla por todas las cuentas, todas las compas marchando en Reforma, por todas las morras peleando en Sonora, por las comandantas luchando por Chiapas, por todas las madres buscando en Tijuana. Cantamos sin miedo, pedimos justicia, gritamos por cada desaparecida, que retumbe fuerte, nos queremos vivas, que caigan de fuerza el feminicida. Cantamos sin miedo, pedimos justicia, gritamos por cada desaparecida, que retumbe fuerte, nos queremos vivas, que caigan con fuerza el feminicida. Yeah, that was a song by Quintana, a Mexican songwriter who wrote this song for to protest the femicide in Mexico and Central America. It was like a couple of years ago. So we're gonna try to keep on the schedule.
Calendar for the rest of the month. Take a look at the music we're gonna have. See if there's anything.
We're gonna introduce. We're gonna have Robin. Come to the stage, or should I do another one? You ready?
Oh, yeah, go ahead and
I thought you were ready for this.
go ahead and do another one. I got a tune.
Okay. See, then I'm gonna do a song I wrote. This is a song about domestic violence, which is also pervasive, unfortunately. So, it's like Virginia Woolf just said that, we need to have a room of our own, space of our own. And so the name of this song is called Espacio, which means space. And in situations, right now there are a lot more resources for domestic violence here in the United States than before. But there are countries where we still don't have enough resources for domestic situations of domestic violence. So women don't have a lot of options to go to state. And so this is a song about a woman who's basically coping with abuse by creating a space for herself where she can find escape to the pain. Con este granito, fuera el aguacero, mitad de gritos, palabras que recordar, palabras que matan su paz interior, no la puede alcanzar. Se acecha otra vez las escaleras, son viento que quema, su voz de cuchilla se arma de nuevo.
Chita.
Afuera transpira una misoginia que arrastra en cadenas de la colonia. Ella se refugia en desiertos de papel, pero su espacio interior no la puede amar. Las palabras que salvan. Yeah, go ahead and leave it there and I'll adjust it.
Oh, you good. Hold on 1 second.
Yes,
Go for it.
I'm waiting.
Go for it. Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take over 3 or 7.
George.
She's been accused of being familiar before.
If I don't open
All right. Kind of a one-way road here. I know. Oh, you have a lovely voice.
Oh my gosh, everybody give it up for Isabel.
I didn't properly introduce you. I'm sorry, I was like trying to figure it out. So this is a Wednesday that we're doing throughout March, inspired to celebrate, commemorate International Women's Day, which was March 8th. And so Carrie, I asked Carrie for March 8th, but it was already booked. So she said, I have all Wednesdays at the happy hour. And I said, let's do every Wednesday, and from Wednesday, we can have my song and then another local songwriter trying to highlight and give space to female creations and female inspired creations. So we'll have poetry, and we also have short stories next Wednesday. So it's my pleasure to introduce Robin O'Leary, local musician, songwriter. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Hi. So, as Isabel said, this is I was instructed to sing things that I wrote or things that were written by other women, and I chose a little mix of all of those, including basically a lot of women that have inspired me in music, because my background's actually in science, and so in science you also do the same thing where it's just like there's not a lot of us out there. And you really look for those people, like, oh, Marie Curie, she's so awesome, people like that. And so same thing with music. This first song I'm gonna play is by an artist named Fiona Boyes, and she's an Australian blues singer. So already that's kind of weird because it's somebody from Australia singing blues. She is the only Australian musician to be recognized by the Blues Music Awards in Nashville. She has also played here in Tallahassee at the Blues Club, and she actually has a song, which I'm not going to sing tonight, that is about Tallahassee and about the Blues Club. So you should look her up, and it's Fiona Boyes. This is called Walking Around Money. Also my mom's favorite. Does that sound good? And and Rob's gonna play with me because he's awesome. Can't expect a player to go out of town without a little money, 'cause I'm walking around. I need some cash, money, so don't hold back. Just sweet to you, baby, and feel it back. I'm headed out tonight. I got my walking around money, and I'm feeling alright. Walking around money make me feel real good. Like I could walk tall in my neighborhood. It ain't none of your business if I got it all night. It ain't none of your business if it's little or not. I'm headed out tonight. I got my walking around money and I'm feeling alright. Got this information direct from the web. Sometimes sell it and get real lucky. Here's what you do, you can stitch it in the night. You are home and I'm feeling alright. Walk around morning and it feel real good. Like I could walk and talk in my neighborhood. It ain't none of your business if I got it or not. It ain't none of your business if it's little or not. I'm headed out tonight. I got my working around money and I'm feeling alright. Woo! Thank you. Oh my gosh, how about that sax?
What's Rob's last name?
That has one good sax.
Rob Schaefer.
Oh, thank you.
And if you don't know where, we're Robin. All right, this next song is an original called Melinda, and it's about those times in your life when something tragic has happened and you feel like your life is just completely stood still, and you look around and everybody else is just going on with life. And you're just like, oh, okay. So that's what this is about. She was a cloud over race. Thank you very much. All right, this next one's much more uplifting. In the 70s, I was about, well, you know, I was alive in the 70s, let's go with that. So in the 70s, late 70s, I was introduced to a band called The Riches, and it's a group of sisters, Maggie, Terry, and Ceci, and they sing all this great three-part harmony. And they have been like, oh my gosh, like my inspiration for singing in harmony and stuff like that. So my goal is to get a version of The Riches of my very own. And recently, Maggie, who is the oldest, passed away from breast cancer. She was a very quiet person and very reserved and didn't really tell her family or anything. Which I don't recommend. Everybody get your mammograms, it's very important to know this sort of thing here. So anyway, they're from New Jersey, and what do they do in New Jersey and New York a lot? You ride a train. So this is all about that. How many of you have been to New York or Tokyo or something? Okay, so you know what it's like. It's a little weird. We all sit there, nobody talks. So that's kind of what this song's about.
I love it. It's like people knows about the
I sit down on the train with my big pocket full of guitar and sugar-free drink. I wipe the sweat off of my brow at the side of my arm, and I take off all that I can. I am trying not to have a bad day. Now everybody knows the way that is. Even though my bench and I are using up a two-person seat, I'm not trying to be funny, but the guy that sits down next to me is even bigger than that. We are overflowing out of the seats, and I can look at him, he doesn't look at me. Once you step on, you might never get off of the commuter train. Doesn't go very far away, but just the same, it's a driven umbrella. Face is pressed against the window, and through it I can see the reflection of the train. I spy on the big guy sitting next to me. He's drinking 2 beers and reading the New York Post. Trying not to get in my way. Now everybody knows the kind of day that is. He's miserable and I am miserable. We are miserable. Can't we have a party? Would he rather have a party? After all, we have to sit here and he's even drinking a beer. I want to ask him what's his name, but I can't cause I'm so afraid on the Melda train. When the train doesn't go just the same, it's a driven Thank you. Okay, this last one for this set, Mindy Smith has been a recent inspiration for me. She's younger than I am, but she lives in Tennessee. She grew up, she was adopted. She grew up in New York, and after her mom died from breast cancer, she and her dad moved to Nashville, Tennessee, where she started listening to Nashville, Tennessee kind of music. And she taught herself how to play the guitar and just started playing open mics in Nashville. In case you don't know, open mics in Nashville are not like the ones here. Like you gotta like actually audition for them and sign up for them and stuff like that. That's why I like it here. All right, make sure I'm too. All right, it's also Lent, and it's my Lenten tradition that I always play What a Good Jesus song and anytime I perform in public during Lent. So you get this one, which is a really great song. Oh, my baby, when you're older, maybe then you'll understand. You got angels dancing on your shoulders. And sometimes in life you need a helping hand. Oh, my baby, when you're praying, you're burdened by my Lord. You got Jesus standing at your bedside. Keep you calm, keep you safe away from harm. Work not my doctors, worry not my son. Child, life don't seem worth living. Come to Jesus and let Him hold you in His arms. Ooh, my baby, when you're crying, never turn your face from me. I have conquered hell and driven out the demon. I have come with the light to set you free. Work not my doctors, worry not my son. Child, I don't seem worth living. Come to Jesus and let Him hold you in His arms. Jesus, and let Him hold you in His arms. Thank you very much. She's she's in Nashville. Yeah, I played it for an open mic in Texas once online, and they're like, oh yeah, we know that song. It's like, oh, nobody here knows it. But apparently, yeah, it was like her most famous song that she did. She actually had it recorded. She's played with like Alan Park. Um, Alison Krauss and stuff like that. She's a youngin'. She's very sweet though.
Thank you, Robin.
Thank you. And now we have, Rob, oh my gosh, Rob Schaefer, thank you.
Rob.
Need to dance with you here.
So, more work by women, and it's an honor for me to introduce my dear friend Delilah, who is an amazing poet and also an amazing activist doing equity and justice, and so very proud to be your friend and work alongside with you.
Hello. Where do I look? Just around. Doesn't matter.
Wherever you
Awesome.
want. Smiling at you.
Perfect. Yeah. My name is Lila. I do a lot of work in this community with the Tallahassee Community Action Committee. And I've always really loved poetry. I've always felt like it was just like this guide to me during the tough times in my life. So I'm going to read a few of my own original poems. The first one I'm going to read, I just want to tell you something about tarot cards. Because tarot cards are basically like fortune reading. Like people will tell you about your future and your destiny. I'm pretty sure everyone in here has done it, obviously. But it's called The Woman You Know. They laughed at me. They called me the one who crumbles. Rook, and how foolish this was. Man tries to catch life, to trap it as you would a fly. I am a woman who could die without knowing anything else. How can you erase the waves are carried by the moon? And I am the impossible that has always been possible. The paradox we created for ourselves. The sinner who smiles from face to begness. I pray for Black girls before they die. In parentheses, in fine print, the way we die with italics, we die wide open, we die crushed, We die every day. We die even when we beg for forgiveness. But when will we learn womanhood is without silly structures, because I built myself atop the sun like a pyramid, snuck under the roof of the world. I am trapping light in mason jars and letting it reflect on the outside, and sometimes I tire of repenting and wish to resurrect out in the open, and sometimes I laugh at old follies and old lies and old structures that can no longer exist inside of me. I am the fool, and I am so excited to be beginning all over again to understand myself, because even the fool beginning all over again, casket. How to act like the light inside them was dim. How many have been waiting for no reason to feel whole, and it must be true. If God is waiting inside, this whole time trembling, if this world could open wide and let its miracles spell out, I would not feel like a sin. And even if I did sin, even if I was one, He would love me, right? Because I am His daughter. I am forgiven. Thank you.
Oh. That was very powerful and beautiful.
Thank you. This next poem is about my grandmother, who I have a very complicated history with. I pretty much can't speak her language, and for quite a little while, she's had dementia. Um, but this year, she actually died 2 days before my birthday on February 6th. I went and attended her funeral, and it honestly just makes me think about how complicated our relationship is and how much of our relationship is based on her connection to Haiti, which I feel like I often don't have a connection to, about my feelings about her and about my love for her, even if we can't understand everything. I am distant from Port-au-Prince the way I am distant from my grandmother. Our tongues are oceans apart. I do not know what her hunger feels like. Her longing is like the youngest of teeth. I want to know more about home, even if it's just a handful of sand or the smell of sky. If she can't remember, gum, I'll still try to cross the sea with her. Because I should have asked her about the way the skin of a mango felt, or what the sun was like right before the rain, or what it really feels like to be far away from home. I would ask her what made her leave. I would ask her what made her stay. I would ask her what she misses most. And sometimes, when I'm alone, bring her hunger and my own close together to know what her longing feels like. I imagine it is like a tooth being pulled out. Okay, thank you so much. The next poem that I am going to read is, again, not about me and my grandmother, but about me and my mom, almost a way that's like kind of humorous. Especially, I'd say, like, in our views and opinions on America and what this country stands for. You know, I would not say that I'm the most patriotic of Americans, and I think my mother has a very different view because when she came here from Haiti, this was a place where she could find some kind of safety and some kind of stability. And that's a contradiction I'm going to struggle with, and I want to try to understand instead of just say that she's awful or that her perspective is totally wrong, because I don't get where she comes from. So this is called The American Ghost. My mother and God. And I think for a lot of immigrants, it's one and the same. God gave her an education. God taught her how to fiction, but it's fact. We all conflate God with the God brought her dream house when I was in the 3rd grade. It was everything she could have imagined, and she praised God for what was given to her. But I don't dream the same. We could fall for such. America is a better place, a place exceptional, a place like nowhere else. But fact is that people do come here for a better life. Fact is that America does this by playing God, by feasting off the poverty of worlds. They welcome us with open arms and report. I can't be grateful for that. Not till all these American dreams are found in the irradiated skin of Vietnam. Not till America gives and becomes something else. And too many gods terror this country did long after. But my mother does not know about all of that. She believes in some of the fiction. And she must have felt in the deepest parts of her heart, this was a new world for her child. Must have wished I could see the world like her. But instead of the shout of a new world, I am a wisp of a ghost. I am a girl who never worshipped the same God. And I'm sure my mom, I'm not fucking happy either. That's the sacrifice you make for truth. But I love her. She's my mother through all that fiction. But the fact of the matter is, the thing that I can't rest upon is that all I can see is the blood they haven't bothered to mop up on the shores of Haiti. She sees a dream, I see a ghost or a chain tight around my neck. How are y'all doing today? Spring break afternoon. I know.
We're here.
It's a wonderful audience, honestly. I love all the 10 people that are here. You seem brilliant and genius. Want to give a shout out to all the musicians. Isabel's been like one of my best friends forever. Love your shirt, by the way. Guitars do kill fascists.
Thank you. It's not an opinion, it's a fact.
Literally, I can't disagree. So I think this one involves a little explanation as well. It's called Dichotomy of the Water, and I wrote it based on the Orishan Pantheon, which, if you don't know, is a group of African gods. And within this group, and with a lot of god figures, they're supposed to encompass so much that they don't have one face or one vision or one personality. Sometimes they have more than one personality, more than one idea of living, more than one way of existing. And Urzuli is a god that stuck out to me for the multiple faces she had, the different personalities she showed of love, of anger, of beauty, of righteousness. So this is about, I guess, my relationship to womanhood, my relationship to being trans, and how this goddess has helped me understand that. Urzuli the wronged, speak through me. I am too afraid to split myself open. I was born in dichotomy. Why did it take me so long to find a blade that splits and kisses both ends of the water instead? I trapped my voice in a butterfly's net, gagged in the mouth of the god I have become, no longer I will draw my knife. I will inscribe the name of my mother. Today, I say my own name. I show another one of my faces. I have become an aspect of myself I try to throw away. Thousands of years passed, all I could do was crumble, and now I flow. Water and stone, eroder and eroded, creator and created. Faces I have been hiding from the world fly out from under me. One day, I found my new name. I now know I was in the right direction all along. I now know everything I have hidden. Faces of anger, hunger, want, greed, knowledge, love. I will ungag my God and become myself. Again and again, I am not afraid of the blade I use or the entrails wailing from my stomach. I am a different woman. I have drawn my knife and inscribed my name by my mother's. And it makes me wonder if I didn't know myself, if I had never come out, never met a trans person, or decided to hide in someone's house, or chosen comfort to go on HRT, or been stopped just by looking at Black trans women's life expectancies. I wonder how many girls have gagged the gods waiting to flow out their mouth. There's no real way to put the way the world spits at you as beautiful. There's no words that can justify it. There's no skin that can separate it. And sometimes we wonder what will make this blade the protector, not a god of cruelty, but the one that understands. I will inscribe it on top of my mother. I will take every risk I need to open a path each and every face without fear. And I hope, I pray of the water, may it be done.
I'm using my phone. 6:36.
You can do one more.
Okay.
I think we can, because the mics are already set up for the open mic.
Yeah,
We can go on, because I always rush to get out because of the mic, but everything is all set up. So, what time do you draw?
7:45.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, okay, you can go on.
Okay, so this one is, I would say, maybe you could call it raunchy, but I think it's important, and I think it's powerful, and I think, if y'all have heard of a little old thing called biological determinism, understand people and understand gender by these very normative, strict standards that hurt people. And, it would be one thing, which I think a lot of people who don't really know what's going on would think, if it was, a few insults, people being disrespected. But that's not the problem. The problem is that this year, there was the highest number of trans deaths in our country. The problem is that every year, Black trans women have one of the highest rates of murder in the entirety of the United States and the world. The problem is that women are killed for not acting this way, for not acting that way, and there will always, always, always be justifications for why they deserve to die, for why they weren't real women. It's something that affects trans and cis women. It's something that affects everyone. So I hope you take that into mind as you hear my last poem, which is called What About My Penis? Okay. So, if you're going to ask questions about my penis, you should know that she does prefer multiple choice exams. And if you're going to ask questions, please get to know her. Please make them good. Otherwise, I could just send you a quick FAQ of what all trans women do with their penises after they remove them. Sometimes they're inflated like balloons or removed to make a soft, soothing winter hat. And sometimes we send the foreskin out as a holiday card or, make a sculpture with it, but only from the Impressionist era, of course. And if anything is left, we net it into dough and make a delivery to the Proud Boys. And I'm open to any more personal, supremely invasive questions because I had to struggle. So even though I'm open to them, fuck your questions and maybe even fuck you. It's something that I want to yell on top of all the dinner tables around the world. Why are we focusing on these silly fucking things when we are dying, and worse, we are living alone? We are waiting for a world that looks at us and doesn't see us as meat, to give without being stolen from in the first place. So let me ask a question of my own. Let me be the agent. Let my voice be the answer. Let me no longer be bound by the forces of the world. Let me bind something to myself. Let me be free. And I have just one question to ask everyone. And if it's okay, it's something personal. Why must the world be such an uncompromising, massive dick? Thank you.
So let's bring back Robin. Are you gonna join Robin and Rob and Robin?
Thank you, Delilah. And thank you, Isabel. All right. Da-da-da. Hi, George. Hi, Mom. Hi, honey. My husband's here.
Number one fan.
That's right.
All right. Well, you may have noticed at the last set that I referred to breast cancer a couple times. So this is where I get to tell you a little bit about my story. I'm a breast cancer survivor. It's been 7 years. Thank you. And this song kind of wrote itself. I was just kind of sitting around we were watching that video that had the guy that was like a guru or something, and all of a sudden I just started writing. And so this has kind of become my anthem. It's called Holding On to Life, and there's a line in there that, I always forget it when I'm not singing it. It says, where I've been, it's not me. And that's like, just because you've been through a certain something, like in my case, just because you're a cancer survivor doesn't mean that's all that you are. It just doesn't define who I am. So, yeah, I'm a lot more than that, because it helped me be alive so that I could go do things that were other than that. All right, something's not right. Oh, hold on the light. I'm just walking down the road. I'm just a child of a sign. I keep looking for a sign. Picking flowers on the way. Here I go down the line. No map, no compass, no one here but me. And just come and go. Black one and two needs a show. Where I've been, it's not me, so take me as I am. Follow me if you're on my way. If you're going in my direction. Where I've been, it's not me, so take me as I am. I've got no answers, no thoughts that shed the light. I'm just rambling. What am I doing? I'm holding on the line. Steady on that road again, where I can see the sky, where I can go step by step, not worry why. I'm walking down the road. There we go. Thank you. There we go. I had to get out of drop D there. All right. This is the only cover I'm going to play at this set. This is by Stevie Nicks. Well, it's actually by Fleetwood Mac, but Stevie Nicks wrote it. And she's like one of my heroes. I really, I just totally adore her. I like her attitude. I like the way she does life, and I love her music. So this is Dreams.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah, that too.
I love that song.
We never practiced together, but part of the fun is me playing stuff and me just trying to figure out what to do.
Alright, I'm not carrying you here.
I was like, hey, I'm something with a pick. Let me start over. Okay. Here you go again, you say you want your freedom. Well, who am I to keep it down? It's only right you should play the way you feel. Listen carefully to the sound. Won't ladies like a heartbeat drives you mad. What you have what you lost, what you have, what you lost. So lonely heavens when it's raining. Please sing along. Players only love you when they're playing. So when they will come and they will go. When the rain washes you clean your clothes, they will know. Here I go again to see a crystal vision. I keep my visions to myself. It's only me wants to wrap around your dreams. Have you any dream you would like to sell? Loneliness like a heartbeat drives you mad. Stillness of remembering what you had, what you lost, what you had, what you lost. Players only love you when they're playing. So when they come and when the rain washes you clean your clothes, they will know. C.
See.
Yeah, C over there. Yeah, the original's in G. The original's F and G. And then I was doing C and D. Because I'll do that. All right, the next two songs are originals. And this one is about marriage. And my husband and I use a analogy about our marriage, talking about going mountain climbing. And when you go mountain climbing, you are tethered to somebody else. And you do that so in case you found a crevasse that somebody can find you later on. Because he's like, oh, what was that? Oh, where'd they go? They're in the crevasse. Okay. The other thing is, you don't want to go too fast or too slow because you might drag each other along, or the really impolite thing is when one person is hanging on for dear life and you're just going, whee! Very impolite in a marriage, I'll tell you that right now. And in mountain climbing. So, this is what that's about. Thank you. Climbing this mountain together, we're not on this mountain alone. Climbing this mountain together, and I'm with you right at home. Side by side we go, moving kind of slow, facing toil and distress. And I'm with you and endless. Climbing this mountain together, not on this mountain alone. Climbing this mountain together, and I'm with you right at home. Every once in a while, we gotta travel single file. You lead the way, and I sing and pray. Climbing this mountain together, not on this mountain alone. Climbing this mountain together, and I'm with you, I'm at home. There might be a day when you need to stay, but I'll find out to you, and we'll just enjoy the view. Climbing this mountain together, we're not on this mountain alone. Climbing this mountain together, and I'm with you right at home. Climbing this mountain together, not on this mountain alone. Climbing this mountain together, I'm with you, I'm at home. There we go. right, one more song for me. This is one of my latest songs. I call it Conversation in Back. I actually wrote it back here. We were all hanging out, just talking and stuff, and I started playing around the guitar. We just started singing stuff, and then Brian was just like, "You gotta write that down." So we wrote that down. So it all started with a conversation, and you may realize that space tourism is kind of a hot thing right now. So we got Virgin Galactic and Blue Origin and SpaceX sent up Inspiration 4, and some people look at that and go like, "Oh my gosh, I can't even pay my bills. How are these people spending all this money going up into the air? All these rich people, oh my gosh." So that was part of our conversation. So there's some of that in here, and you'll hear some references to all of that. And then my stance on the whole thing is we should send every single person that has money and influence up into the sky so they can look at the earth and see it without boundaries. So that's my thing. Thank you very much. I think my battery's done, it's fine. In the shower today, I don't know. I'm thinking in the shower today, I don't know. I feel like there's something going on, I don't know. The lady on the show, she's on the radio, is getting mad, I don't know. Is that a UFO on the launching pad? I don't know. If you're lying around the sun, I don't know. There's a rich guy who crossed the car line, I don't know. I wonder if rabbits can travel in space, I don't know. The rich guy has a funny face, I don't know. Way up here looking down, I see us together on the same ground. Paper thin, the oxygen I wonder if I should wear green or red. The battery in my car just might be dead, and I don't know. Breathe in that exhale, soar above the jingle bell. Now I know I can see the sound, hear the pictures that can't be found. Thinking in the shower today, I don't know. Thinking in the shower today, I might know. I feel like there's something going on, do you know? I'd like to be the one traveling around the sun, I do know. Ooh. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Right now we have the lovely and wonderful Isabel. Thanks for coming. I should have had to come up there and sing with them. It's really easy to find a harmony.
I can add verses. Thank you all for coming. I know it's spring break. So many people are out of town. Spring feels a little bit like spring today, finally.
corned beef, cabbage,
Yeah.
onions, potatoes.
You know, these changes in humidity and temperature. You know, guitars don't like these changes. String tuning the strings.
Let me ask, I think so. Oh, there's also a combo where you get both this and this. Oh, let me do that. Okay.
But it's definitely, it's a great way to have a wheat beer. It's like a kind of like a wheat beer day. You shouldn't drink wine when it's really such a wheat beer day. Cheers.
Cheers.
And don't forget to take care of Carol there in the bar. He works very hard. Support your local venues like the Blue Tavern. We need these spaces to stick around. I'm gonna plug the guitar now.
I can practice.
Let's shoot those guys to the sky and does not let him come back. Let's let the Amazon workers take over and turn into a cooperative. Ooh, let's do it. We don't need justice. So I am going to make some beats.
Because we also have a stockpile of hats. And we keep getting more and more. Let's take a look at what I've got.
Yay. All right, so continuing with the International Women's theme, I want to play the song I wrote. It's called Broken Mirror. It's about a woman who's trying to understand herself, but she's looking at herself in a broken mirror. And the lyrics say, this song is written in Spanish, so I'm going to read the translation to you. It says, she has a body that's unfinished, an amorphous stone, inhabiting the skin of whom awaits for a name. She dreams of disappearing or of stealing her mouth of hand, a teeth of voice. She lost her name in a reflection, broken mirror in her memory, pieces of somebody randomly assembled. She dreams of disappearing or of stealing identity, a vital breath. Give her a second of voice, give her a second of skin, give her a second, give her a second. So that's what the lyrics that I'm going to sing are saying.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. That's probably just.
Oh. Then is it too loud on the other side?
Go ahead. But yeah, I can hear it. I think the monitor is on. I don't know which one that is.
En mi cuerpo sin nada, lengua morta, habitar la piel. Me quien espera,
That's the chord. Funny how you can forget your own songs. Dio el nombre, el nombre eterno, roto tu memoria. This song is called Caminante, which means walker.
Stop, start.
Just keep rolling and I'll edit down later. I don't like to do it live because then it's difficult to edit. So I like to do short videos and then I pick and choose.
Gotcha.
So this song is called Caminante, which means walker. And it's another song about women, especially for women who dare to step outside what's expected from them and then eventually have to pay a price for it. And right. And there's always a price. You just learn to add it to your bills of life. So it says, it's again in Spanish, I like the Spanish. And it says, she walks impiously, in silence, without time, through paths, a walker without a name. She seduces poisons, in silence, without time, yearnings in spirals. In her wings, she carries the memories of each woman who tried and flew or bled. Each step is a step for each woman who will come and will try again. So that's what this song says.
So I'm doing, since we have time, I'm doing this thing of reading the translations. I don't know if that helps with feeling the song more, but this is really, yeah, since it's about, we're trying to like try like women, you know, the women's voices and women's views and creations and narratives. So I thought the words were important. So this is another female-inspired song. It's about like a yearning of a female figure of protection, and it says it's called Terciopelo, Silencioso Terciopelo means silent velvet. So the silent velvet delivers without talking, first fades before the eyes of the one who longs eternity. She perpetuates spring's first boosting kiss. I imagine the reflection of my face in her eyes. Silent velvet, she delivers eternity. In her eyes' reflection, I can create. I want to go back to that place without words. I want to reveal the symbols of the power. Words, and I continue being insignificant, distinguished, and I am being words at random.
So it's the number 50.
Imagino el reflejo de mi rostro en sus ojos. Silenciosa terciopelo entrega eternidad. En el reflejo de sus ojos yo puedo crear. Quiero regresar hacia el lugar sin palabras. Quiero revelar los símbolos de su poder. Palabras y sigo siendo insignificante. para lograr Alabaster. Silenciosa terciopela entrega termina. El reflejo de sus ojos yo puedo crear. Y yo regresar a ser un vecino a la casa. Y yo su poder. Can someone tell me what time it is?
7
Hmm?
a.m.
What time do you draw? 7:45?
7:45.
7:45.